Morning, everybody. Quick update of what's been going on with my 86. Last week, I had been hearing a ticking sound and it had a little metallic sound to it. So obviously I pulled the valve cover and I'll show you a few things. We broke a rocker arm stud. And it's an ARP 7/16. And it broke down towards the base. So I'm not sure what happened there. Could be a bad batch. I got a new set. I got a complete new set. So I just replaced the one for now, but you know, eventually I'll probably go ahead if there's any other issues and start swapping those out next time I'm in there. So I got that button back up, and then I went out for a quick test drive. Took it around the block and got up to about 5,500 RPM on like a second or third gear, you know, little pull down the street. And when I pushed in the clutch, I started to hear again a lifter tick. Well, here's what happened. These were the lifters that came in this Blueprint engine. I don't see any part numbers or anything, but if you look at here, this is the damaged lifter cup. Right here, I disassembled the broken lifter. But as you can see, so it looks like what happened is obviously a couple pieces popped off and then jammed it up, and the lifter was collapsed. So when I took the valve cover off, you know, that was the number 3 exhaust. The push rod had a lot of play in it, and the lifter was completely collapsed. So anyway, took that off. I went ahead and replaced all 8 lifters on that side with these are my trick flow lifters. But one thing to note, if you're replacing lifters on a 302, this design here, a few spots you cannot get these out without taking the head off because of this full skirt design. You don't have the wiggle room where this trick flow one, as you can see, you got the beveled edge. You have the beveled edge in a little room. You can maneuver this to get it out of the lifter bore on a 302 with a shorter deck. So if that's something you don't want to remove the heads, definitely want to look for this type of lifter versus this. I mean, you may think this is stronger, but on a 302, you're going to have to loosen up the heads, at least loosen up the heads to get this out in a certain couple spots, and at least with trick flow heads. But I don't know if it would be different with E7s or any other type of head design. But nonetheless, so that's the update there. I did get it all back together and fired off yesterday. Again, I had to loosen the head up to get the lifter out. Replaced all 8 of those, relashed that side, dropped the distributor. Oh, I went ahead, I got rid of my the TFI relocation. I just ran it back in the stock location because I don't really drive this car on long street rides or whatever, you know, so I'm not too worried about this failing when it's mostly just a drag race car. But back to one of my previous videos when I had mentioned that inexpensive eBay water pump and issues with getting the bolts in. I sent that one back, and not that the pump didn't work, it was just a nightmare to try to get it installed because they used that same center pump section, and then for each engine application they just machine a different set of ears. Well, the 302, where the ears bolted on to the pump assembly, actually blocked getting the mounting bolts in. So I went and looked at a different design, which this, and I think Mizir is somewhat similar to this also, but this is a solid. This design here is the body's all one solid piece, and the pump mounts to the front. And I went ahead and went with the Pro Form to try it out. It was still under 200 bucks. You can get it a little cheaper if you want all black, but I got the polished one. It was 190. I think the black one you can get for 160 or 170. But anyway, with this design here, as you can see, no problem getting to bolt these on. So I really like that. I've got it wired up to be on all the time. As soon as the key is on, it starts pumping. And I did take the middle section out of my thermostat. So that is more like a restrictor plate. I just cut the little 3 legs off and took the center out of my thermostat, and that works good. It actually helps quite a bit when you're filling up your system too, because you just turn the key on, it'll pump the water out any of the air pockets and just keeps the water circulating, so it moves all the air through the system. So I like that aspect of it also, but I really got it just for the for cooling at the track. I've again turned the key on, and then I got the override switch for the fans, so both of those can run at the same time and cool the car down between runs without the engine running. Went ahead and I also picked up, I wanted to try this air filter, little inexpensive kind of K&N copy or whatever. It was 35 bucks off Amazon, so I want to give that a shot, and I might custom fab a little sheet metal shield or something for it, but seeing as the fans don't kick on all that often, I'm not too concerned, and my mass air meter is further up, closer to the throttle body, so I don't know if there'll be much interference. But I may fab up this tube or something and get it a little closer up here, and then put a, you know, a shield or guard around it. Get a little piece of sheet metal and bend it up to fit just a little air wash cover. But anyway, that's the update. I did get one other thing. You know, this has got the 3-inch. Let's see what I got going with the exhaust. If you see, I don't know if you can really see that right there, but basically we got 12-inch header extensions, and then the Dynamax race bullets and some turn downs, and that's essentially is like running open exhaust. I mean, it doesn't quiet it down hardly at all. So I wanted to try these out. This is the auger style. You slip these into the your collector or the muffler, and it's supposed to reduce the sound. You see, it kind of makes some baffles, but it does have, the center section is straight through, so you still have some straight through. And these were like 20 bucks a piece. I got them from Speedway. They actually ship pretty quick, and they do have these guys are offering some discount codes right now. So you know, they don't have everything that Summit has, but they ship about just as fast, and at least they're offering some discount codes right now. So I'm going to put those on today, and then I'll do a little update on those. But other than that, I've got that to work on. I went ahead and threw that little air filter on. We're going to try that out. I do have my battery relocation kit here. I got to work on that. That's a little project. And then one I got to tackle somewhere down the line, but I think I want to wait and do this after I get a baseline at the track, is put in the ignition system. We'll see if that helps with anything. And then I can set up you know, a 2-step launch control, burnout control, all that stuff. But you know, this stock ignition is working fine for now, and we'll get it to the track and see what she does with the new setup here. And just as a refresher, so this is the Blueprint 302 HO replacement. It was a long block, but I sold off the rebuilt stock heads. These are ported trick flow heads from Big Dogs Porting. We got BBK 1 3/4 long tubes, which I cut off the ball and socket. So it's a 3-inch collector. It's got the 3-inch header extensions with the 3-inch race bullets and turn downs. I've got what do we got in here? We got a custom cam from Ed Curtis, FTI cam. It was spec'd for my old setup, not necessarily this one, but honestly, I'm just going to take it and run it, see what it does. It is it's relatively short duration, like 215 and 219 at 50, but pretty high lift. It's like 595, 592 lift, something like that, almost 600 lift. But so we got the ported trick flow heads, the long tube headers, the Systemax 2 intake, and the Ed Curtis cam, and then of course I've got the electric water pump now. And from last year, that's all new, and we switched over from an AOD to a T5. So we'll see what she does at the track, but it seems like it's got a lot more power than before. So I'm hoping for good things if we can get this thing to launch well. All right, everybody, have a good day.